Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your guy Rudy SKC. And if you guys can't tell by my eyes already, it's about 1:30 a.m. in the morning as I'm recording this. But the Pistons just handled the Lakers in LA 117 to 114, and we got to talk about it. I mean, start to finish, that was probably one of the best basketball games of the year so far. The Lakers, they were up early. They were up by 10 early, but then the Pistons, they came storming back with the second unit, and they got the lead back. And then eventually in the third quarter, man, it was just a grind fest. The Pistons went up, and the Lakers went up, and the Pistons went up, and finally your Detroit Pistons went on to hold on and get the victory. So we got to talk about a couple things. The first thing I want to mention is the execution down the stretch, which is something that has been a concern for the Pistons over the year. And I really want to highlight this on the defensive side of the ball in the last few minutes. Cade Cunningham was playing amazing defense on LeBron James. You could see LeBron, if you look at LeBron's points in the fourth quarter, you can tell that the highest percentage of his points came when he was not guarded by Cade one-on-one in the fourth quarter. I mean, the Pistons were absolutely there. And honestly, it was their perimeter defense as a whole throughout the game, whether it was Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland, Asar Thompson. You saw a lot of times on a pick and roll for the Lakers where they kind of had a pick and pop kind of action going on. When the Pistons double teamed off of that, they got some kind of deflection and they got fast break opportunities. And man, that was beautiful to see. Cade orchestrating fast break. You had Jaden Ivey screaming down. Ron Holland, Asar Thompson. That is beautiful basketball. That's insanely fun to watch. And you look at the turnover battle. I mean, I got the stats pulled up right here. The Lakers had 18 turnovers, and the Pistons had 12 turnovers. And the Pistons' turnover stats are probably inflated from the last few minutes again. You know, like we talked about, there's still some offensive issues that need to be addressed there. But man, that's just absolutely unbelievable. The amount of deflections that they were able to get. I think there's one point in the game or I can't remember if it was Asar or Ron Holland. They were guarding I think it was Austin Reeves coming out of the backcourt, and he couldn't get the ball out. I mean, it was just straight defensive slides, pushing the ball to the side to the sideline, and I mean the ball just went out of bounds, and it was Pistons ball. It was a turnover. You look at it tonight. Austin Reeves, he had 6-7 turnovers. That's unbelievable. That's exactly what we need for this team. We need to, if we start winning the turnover battle, man, other teams got to look out. Let's see what else we got. There's one thing that I wanted to mention that I was super impressed with today. As much as Paul Reed gets on my nerves sometimes with his ridiculous, somewhat innate nature to try to take mid-range shots, try to dribble the ball, do crazy stuff like that. His defense today was crazy. I mean, I think there's probably one or two times I'd say that he left AD, open in the mid-range and he was too far back in the rim. And, whether AD made it or not, I don't think that's great defense either way. Probably one or two times. Other than that, he was in AD's grill. He was forcing deflections. He was getting steals. I mean, that's exactly what you need out of your backup five. And it's honestly what we were getting out of Stu before he unfortunately got the hyperextension. And if Paul Reed can come in and give you those minutes, that's huge. Jalen Turner, on the other hand, we saw last game, his motor was turned to 100, and you saw what kind of player Jalen Duren can be if his motor's up. This game, on the defensive side of the ball, I would say there more than I would like to count amount of times where he was sagging off, and you leave Anthony Davis in the mid. I mean, it's not like this is, Andre, I don't want to say Andre Drummond, but, some kind of center who can't shoot the ball, okay? Anthony Davis, the mid-range is kind of his bread and butter, and I mean, if you're leaving him out there, this is something Duren struggled with the entire year. You can't be leaving him out there. And even not just that, I would say, I mean, on the offensive end, I think there's one play where he got it was insane hustle on offensive rebound, and he was there. I think on the offensive side of the ball, the offensive glass, you could definitely see the effort today. But just on the defensive side, man, if he corrects those lapses, Duren is going to be special. I mean, we just got to have some patience with him. I don't know what kind of, hindrance that last year did to his development or whatnot, but I mean, if he gets that part figured out in his game and he becomes the rim protector that we know that he can be, that's going to be super scary. He's limited the amount of during coast to coast opportunities that we were kind of talking about earlier in the year, and that's been good to see. So yeah, if he could just get those on the defensive side of the ball and improve his motor there, that's going to be huge. Moving on, Jaden Ivey today. I mean, you saw like Cade obviously didn't have his best game scoring the ball wise in terms of efficiency. His shot was a little bit off today. I mean, he's Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He's entitled to a bad shooting game. I mean, he was still really, really great today, even in the fourth quarter down the stretch today. But his shot wasn't there. So when the second unit came in and Jaden Ivey was orchestrating, some of those pick and roll actions with Paul Reed where he got in, that floater, if it's falling, I'm telling you guys, Jaden Ivey is one of the most unstoppable players in the NBA. I mean, it was with crazy efficiency that was going on, and it was there basically every play. And the defense doesn't have any other option, because if they get too close, Ivey's too quick. He's just going to blow right by the defense. So I think that that's something for Ivey to look forward to going in the future. I mean, this year he's really taken a huge step in his development, and after the last few games where he was clearly playing injured before he had to sit those few couple games out, and that's obviously he wasn't going to look as great. These last two games, in my opinion, have been some of Jaden Ivey's finest work. He single-handedly, in my opinion, along with Malik Beasley, kind of brought us back in the early parts of the second quarter. And then again, obviously Cade, like what more can I say about this guy? I mean, 20 points, 10 assists. You can say that he had some turnovers at the end, but in my opinion, they weren't even egregious turnovers. He was just trying to, it wasn't like earlier in the season where we were seeing turnovers where he's driving into traffic, getting ripped. I mean, there are turnovers where he's trying to create a play and there's just some kind of miscommunication there. I think even a couple times on Asar's cuts, if he just puts the ball a little bit more accurately when he's driving towards the baseline, and Asar cuts, I think that could definitely be helpful. But yeah, I mean, you would also say that at the end of the game you would have liked Cade to hit that last shot, not even give the Lakers a chance. But sometimes it doesn't work out. I mean, you see the next possession, LeBron gets a great look for three to tie the game. It doesn't go in. It happens, guys. I mean, it's the off shooting night. So, but other than that, he had an absolutely amazing night in my opinion. And if he just keeps continuing to do this, man, I don't think he's just going to be an all-star. He could wind up in the all-NBA conversations, especially if the Pistons can get to 6 seed or a 5 seed or a 4 seed. So, we'll see what happens with that going forward. Beasley and Tim Hardaway. I mean, Trajan absolutely cooked in the offseason, and it's showing now. Beasley is what he's second in the NBA in 3-pointers, and I mean Hardaway, he's been super efficient in the looks that he gets at least. This isn't like last year where we have Bojan who couldn't play defense and a bunch of other 32% 3-point shooters surrounding Cade and Ivey. I mean, this is how you construct a team around your young superstars, and it's really paying dividends right now. Even the rotations by JB. I mean, I have no idea what Monty was doing last year. You don't ever see lineups where Asar and Ron Holland are together, even if it's for short spurts, for defensive oriented possessions. There's always one or two more shooters, with them, whether it's Simone or Tim Hardaway or, Beasley. So, from top to bottom, I think that's been an area that's going really well. Tobias Harris, he didn't have his best game today. His shot's been a little off all season. And I will say this, whenever I feel like Tobias gets the ball on a post-up, it kind of feels like a black hole, similar to, how we kind of felt like Bojan trending, the latter part of the last few seasons, kind of how we felt with Jeremy Grant before that, and then maybe even Blake Griffin, after the injuries and his, final season with the Pistons. It's kind of turning into that territory. He did have a nice clutch bucket at the end of the game. He also missed a wide open 3 though that could have completely sealed the game. So I think that's something that maybe Monty needs to tweak the lineup a bit. One thing I wanted to see tonight that we didn't get to see was Bobby Klintman minutes. He's finally been cleared to play, and maybe I would like to see Bobby get some of Tobias's minutes off the bench and just see how that goes, because just something needs to change. I think Tobias will figure it out eventually, but that's definitely something that the team needs to work on in general. So yeah, going forward, I think that on this road trip so far, I'd consider it a success. I just wanted to see us go, 2-2 on this road trip at least, and we're already 2-0. If we can split the next two games between the Kings and the Nuggets, I think, after that we're in for a homestand. I really think the Pistons can get rolling, especially, Cade's gonna, if he gets momentum with the All-Star game and everything like that. I think this team is humming. And there's nowhere to go but up, man. You guys want to say that this was a lucky victory? LeBron missed the game-winning three. I'll tell you a huge secret. I could care less. I saw my favorite team break an NBA record for the most consecutive games lost last year. I will take a win in any way I can get. Okay? I saw losses from anything from blowouts to losing on an offensive rebound putback with at the buzzer at the end of the game, heartbreak. I've seen it all, okay? So I'll take any kind of win that I can get, and as long as the young guys are developing and the veteran players are helping the development of the young guys, and we're seeing that identity get built on offense. We can see JB Bickerstaff's coaching. We can see how Trajan's acquisitions are positively impacting the team. I think this team is going to be good. I really think we can push for a 6 seed this year if we really get rolling. As long as we don't have a couple stinkers. And I think that for the team going forward, this is the launch pad in order for them to get to higher goals, like making the playoffs as a 6 seed. But the next game's on Thursday, and hopefully I can catch you guys then with a victory.